November 26, 2017. You're listening to What's Happening in Cleveland with your host, Kevin Baird,
Brian Baird,
Don Anderson,
and Larry Mack.
We got a full crew this week. This is your first alert that I'm going to be moving this show to a new RSS feed instead of the Video Game News radio feed. This show is going to have its own What's Happening in Cleveland feed. I'll have the URL posted up on the Facebook page, which is at videogamenews.com. It'll forward you right there. And it'll be up, and it'll include this week's show as well as the regular. This show will also be on the regular feed, and I'll be doing that for a number of shows simultaneously, and then eventually I'll drop it off. And so if you want to find the show, you'll have to find the new RSS feed there. I'm also going to submit it to iTunes and the usual candidates. However, I don't have any art. If anybody out there is even remotely talented and just wants to slapdash together a What's Happening in Cleveland couple of graphics so I can put it in there for the graphics. Just one graphic would be great. I'm not going to try and make my own because you know what? I'm not good at that. I'm just going to accept that. It's just not going to look right. So if there's somebody out there that's talented, some of you are talented and you want to donate your time, send me an email, editor@videogamenews.com, and whatever. It could just be a picture of Cleveland. This is What's Happening in Cleveland on it. It could be Larry's face. It could be Larry's face. It could be tattooed on his forehead. I don't care. Whatever you want to do. That would be awesome. And then you'll be immortalized like the art that we have for VGN, which has been from our audience, and the art from Midwest Wasteland, which was from our audience. And What's Happening in Cleveland will then also be a new feed. And then VGN will go back to being a gaming radio only feed. So that's your first warning. VideoGameNews.com for more information, and send me an email if you can do some art. Editor@VideoGameNews.com. Okay. All right. So let's catch up with the crew this week. Brian, you were gone for 2 weeks. What were you up to?
Oh, I caught my first cold of the year. Hopefully it'll be my last. We all know that it'll just be the same one. It'll just keep going on and on and on. But I think I'm kind of beat. Last week, though, I just would have been insufferable, coughing constantly. So it's been a cough drop diet since I, can't call off work or anything like that because that'd just be complete suicide. I was saying earlier, I watched the entire Punisher series on Netflix. I think it's great. Now doing second season of Daredevil, also great. That's a great thing. I could stream Netflix while I'm driving, so you can't actually watch it because the screen just if it gets anywhere near light, it turns black as hell. So,
who's the bad guy in? Don't ruin it. Don't tell me he kills him or anything at the end, but I'm sure he probably does. But who's the bad guy in the Punisher? Is it Wilson Fisk? Is it the Hand? Who's actually the guy who's the bad guy?
It's the dude that he whatchamacallit. He was one of the guys in his company back when he was in Afghanistan. I can't remember. Donnie would probably know. Go ahead.
I've only seen the first episode.
Well, there's a couple of people, but it's mostly like CIA types and ex.
It's not
soldiers.
Micro.
No,
Micro's his pal.
Yeah, not at first though.
All right, well that's all right.
Yeah, it's actually whatchamacallit. It's totally worth watching if you liked Daredevil. I think because they did a couple of other superhero attempts on Netflix, which are kind of hit or miss. Like Lucas Cage was, I kind of enjoyed it and kind of was like, I don't know that I care.
You might have come back and said it's like Blackheart or something. I'd be like, what?
That would have been really fucking amazing. Wow. Let me see. What else have I been up to? Just playing a lot of games, on, because I had the big sale, the Black Friday sale. So I got The Witcher 2, was it Downfall of Kings, whatever the fuck it's called? I can't remember. It was like $3. I'm like, well, for fuck's sake, there's no way I'm not getting that, that little, let me see. So I haven't actually played it yet because I'm still kind of hacking, slashing through some other games that I'm trying to, at least get bored with and turn my attention to that. That's not much else, man. It's just been kind of getting Christmas gifts set up and ready for the day, so that I don't have to worry about shit not showing up. I also got, as I told my brother, I got the Oculus Rift, but it is not.
For the Xbox.
Yeah, it's not hooked up yet, so it should be fun. I hope, if I get it to work, or it'll be a very, very expensive pile of shit.
It's pretty crazy. I think it's great. You
I think it will be too.
You gotta have a fairly robust PC though. Your PC is really old.
Yeah, mine could definitely use some updating, but I'm not going to complain about it. I mean, it does more or less work. So.
We'll find out.
We will.
Yeah. Next week. Fucking Oculus Rift sucks. Can't make it work. Hate my life.
No, that'll be comments. They told me, like, why'd you get that? That's just fucking.
Strangling the kitten with it.
Well, yeah. Oh, and we have a new kitten.
What's your kitten's name, Brian?
Willow.
Willow.
I'm not sure why the fuck we have a cat named Willow, because the other cat's name is Cat. But all right.
You can't call it dog.
I could call it mostly fuckhead, because that's what it is.
Well, another name for cat is pussy. And you have Pussy Willow.
Yeah, probably won't fucking sell very well. That would probably get really mad. It's like, all right, cry. Yeah, so it's really cute because it's small, but yeah, the claws on kittens are disturbing, and just how they will just suddenly pop out, and also you're looking at a small lion. You're like, oh, okay, that's kind of terrifying. There, we'll just try not to get murdered by this fucking thing. Because you're like, here, kitty, 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 here, kitty. Oh, Jesus, because claws are just fucking, they're huge. And let's see, what else? That's it. I got nothing else.
Okay, fine. Anderson, how is your week? 2 weeks.
What?
How was your 2 weeks?
Oh, man, I can't go back further than a week. Not that I know of. I could start by saying...
Thanksgiving. Did you eat some turkey?
I was going to say, I could start by saying Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, right?
Yeah, I just passed that because,
It was good. I went out to my cousin's house in East Lake over there by His Majesty Brian Baird. So he probably felt the disturbance in the air, but yeah, that was me. So I went out there for Thanksgiving, then went over to my brother's house afterwards. Went and saw my my nephew, who plays banjo and sings, kind of like it's weird. It's like a weird banjo music. He's an Army vet, and he sings a lot about Army vet type stuff, and his life and what he does. He lives in Kentucky and stuff, so he's good. He's good at what he does. And it was cool because he played up at the VFW, so we went up to the VFW, took my mom and dad. Sophie went, and all the family was there, and we all, got to see him and got to somewhat hear him, but the sound wasn't that great. And there was a lot of people talking, being disrespectful, in my opinion. And,
What are you talking in a bar for? What the fuck? Hey,
well, I mean, he was playing.
Shut your mouth, shut up.
He didn't have his regular equipment, so he wasn't loud enough to go over the talking. So it was like the talking over.
I don't have my banjo. I brought a cello today instead.
He had his banjo. He just didn't have a PA, so he didn't have anything to play through, and he had to go buy some little amp. And people were talking, and he wasn't loud enough, but it sounded good either way, and everybody had fun, and they made a lot of money. So that was that. And I went to Adams today, and I said,
I'm sorry.
You said, hey, Adam.
I said, while I'm sitting here, I'm going to pick up these plastic bags and put them in a bag.
Why would you do that?
To help clean them up and show them how easy it is. And I did it, and then I went, oh, and he comes back down, he sits down, I go, hey, there's a bag of bags. He's like, thanks. And I was like, not a problem. I'll get rid of it. And
Sit there like a parent.
I'm standing there, I kick this other thing on the ground. I go, oh, wait a minute, what is that? Is that another bag? Here, let me grab that.
The hand falls out of the bag. It's like,
so I go to grab it. He goes, no, don't touch it. Don't touch it. I'm like, why? It's just a bag. And I grabbed it. It was all dirty and nasty, and I put it in the bag. I'm like, what did you put in that bag? Like, was that the one you thought the head was in? Or And then I told him, I said, hey, man, I found a screwdriver. I found a little screwdriver, like a little 3-inch screwdriver. I was like, hey, I found the screwdriver under this pile of garbage. And he's like, oh, that's good. Now we got
the other end look a little rusty, a little red.
No, it was fine. It was like brand new. It was like preserved in ice or something. And he goes, great. Now we just got to find the other 6 of them. And I said, okay, well, let's clean up.
They're sticking out of the cat that's in the bag.
Clean up, and then maybe, you can find them. I was like, it's like the curse of Oak Island around here. You just go moving stuff around. You're like, look at this. It's a screwdriver from 1976. This was used back in the day. Stuff like that. So, but that's it. Nothing major. Sophie went home early today, so I've been watched the disappointment of the Browns. Of course, like I was telling these guys earlier, they're now at the point where it's like, okay, we've got 5 minutes left in the game, and we might actually have a chance at this. Never mind, it's over. Like in 1 second,
You're not
it's
even
just like
disappointed. It's just not. You just know.
you're like, well, at least it wasn't the whole game. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't sitting here the whole game going, oh my god. There were some good spots. There were some things where you're like, okay, this looks. They moved the ball. They had the yards. They ran for 160. They threw for 260. But there were no interceptions. I don't know. Whatever. They'll get it eventually.
Screwed by the refs.
Got screwed by the refs, and next week Josh Gordon will come back. Everything will be okay.
Right. Sure.
Allegedly. But that's all I got. That was it.
Larry, how was your past 2 weeks?
Let's see. Past 2 weeks have been won some trivia.
Woo!
That was a good time.
That's
There you
a good
go.
time.
What did you win exactly? Just renown, glory,
Everything.
$20 gift card.
We won everything, dude. We crushed.
trinkets.
We destroyed everybody.
We
involved.
did. It was
What exactly did you get for $20? Like at any kind of like regular restaurant? I mean, is that like a side?
Cheese sticks.
Yeah.
Donnie gets his cheese sticks. I get some beers. I mean,
Free
it
cheese
works out.
sticks, man. Come on. It's good.
Yeah.
I had chicken strips the 1 week.
You need more money besides the $20 gift certificate. Then it's like chicken strips is $24, sir.
Well, then you give them $4.
Well, I mean, I
Cheap
won.
bastard.
You know, it's like we don't care if you won.
Yeah.
They should just give us first, second, and third, but whatever.
Why you got to be like pissing on our joy, man? We won, and you're all like, it's good.
There's Brian Barry.
It's fucking.
That's
I don't know
right.
what's coming
What?
from Brian Barry.
What kind of fabulous fucking prizes did you win sitting at home playing video games? Huh? What'd you buy with those fabulous gift cards you won?
I didn't have
On
to be
World
around
of
other
Warcraft.
people. That's all I asked for.
Huh?
All I asked for is not to be around
That's
other people.
what you got.
And I understand that completely. That's why I sat out in the parking lot for 15 minutes while
Yeah.
Larry sat inside.
Well, I sat there alone going, where is everybody? I
I just
texted
sat-
Kevin, are you coming? He's like,
They're out
Donnie's
the
already
bar
there.
staring
I'm like,
at the
"No, he's
bar room door with
fucking
hate in
not.
their eyes.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here and there ain't no fucking Donnie. What are you
I was
talking
parked. I didn't know Larry was in there, but I was parked next to his car the whole time.
Well,
I don't know what kind of car he drives. He's like, didn't you? He goes, don't you notice on game night? And I go, actually, on game night, there's like more than one car and more than one person. And it's not like I'm sitting here going like, okay, this is your car. Whose car is this one? Hey guys, who drives the red one?
dead guy in the back.
Well, the answer is obviously Kevin.
I'm actually kind of glad that you were in the parking lot and that both of you weren't in the same bar and you didn't realize either of you were there, considering that bar is so
There'd be
small.
some questions.
Sitting next to each other, but their backs are turned. Like, I don't see them.
I think he's in here somewhere, but I'm just not sure. It's dark.
Larry, what'd you do for Thanksgiving?
Let's see. Well, Thanksgiving morning, I, of course, went and played some football.
Did you actually
Then-
play? Did you
Oh, yeah.
participate?
Oh, yeah. It's my physical activity for the year. And, went and, ate a shit ton of food at my cousin's house just, in case I accidentally burned any calories playing football.
It wasn't as cold as it has been previously.
Yeah, it was totally nice out.
I wouldn't trust that.
And let's see, last night went downtown for my friend Jamina's birthday. Because Susie planned it, and Susie does everything completely overboard. We were at Aloft Cleveland with like bottle service and all that nonsense.
Right.
That's not
Yeah,
When I think of Larry going out, I think bottle service.
yeah, yes. I was all set to do like a repeat of like Susie's birthday when we were up at like Rivals or whatever. And she's like, "Oh no, we're going to Aloft and we're getting bottle service, the VIP." I was like, "Really? Yeah, we got a DJ." I was like, "Fuck, okay." Yeah, because that's totally my scene right there. And that's been pretty much it.
Well, 4 days off, so Thanksgiving I just cook as I always do. I put up my Christmas lights and
Alone on his ladder with tears.
I did that too.
The dog tried to grab the ladder out from underneath him.
just get more and more lights. It's getting too many lights now. Just get lights all over the place.
Kevin's pulling out just a
backyard.
stream of lights, and he pulls one up and looking at the dogs at the other end of it, just eating it. He's like, "Oh."
You're like sticking them up to TSO and stuff.
No, I don't. I've
Just
thought about
regular
buying some of
sabotage.
those blow up things, but I've had a couple of them, and they're just.
Kevin's Christmas lights are a lot like the ending scene in Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I knew it. I was going to say it too. Darn it.
No, I don't decorate the house. I just decorate like everything in front of it. I'm not going up on a
Jesus Christ.
making the house blink and shit. That's just not me.
Yeah, in and out of reality. Your fucking computers over there.
No.
Christmas carolers, they will not see my house.
Did a little bit of Christmas shopping, little bit, and setting up some security cameras around the house because,
Self-destruct.
well, there was 2 break-ins in this city recently, and one
Yeah,
of
you
them
don't need that shit.
they shot and killed the dog. I feel bad. It's a German Shepherd, just like mine. Broke in, shot and killed the dog. And they didn't catch these guys, so I'm just kind of like, I better get some cameras right. Not that anybody really wants to break into my house, because you're just gonna find
You
a
never
lot of
know.
dried old food that my mom left behind that I haven't thrown away.
Dried old dog.
A whole bunch of wires connected to everything. They'll just be really hard and a pain in the ass for you to just unhook to take like a monitor or something out the door.
Kevin's talking about that, and the guys just go in, and 2 seconds later, they're out.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think anything I have anything I have that's of real value would require some effort. I mean, you could take the Xbox or something. I got an Xbox, but why would you risk like prison for an Xbox? It's sort of stupid. Just try and steal something valuable. Not that I have anything really valuable. I don't know. There's those people out there that have like jewelry or something, that are like, or they have like a safe in the wall or something with like money. I don't have any of that. I have lots of dubious purchases. That's all.
I'm sure they're, like,
Which
totally
if-
are not listening to the show.
Which, if you talk to me, I might just give it to you for free because that's kind of how I am. It's like, oh, do you want that? No, you can have that. Just please take it out of my house. Thank you. So that's about it. Okay.
That is true because, hey, Kevin, this is kind of awesome. Go ahead and take it. I never use it.
But I didn't really want it. No, you wanted it.
I've 4 of them.
I mean, yeah. So, within reason. It's somewhat true. All right, let's do our drinking game. I'm going to read off the Metro News out of Cleveland and the surrounding area. And if somebody's been shot, you have to drink.
Okay.
If Jennifer Cha-Cha is the Cleveland spokesperson, you have to drink. And if it happens on Cleveland's east side or thereabouts, you have to drink.
Ah,
Because it's been a holiday weekend, there's going to be some drinking.
a lot of shit.
This week I'm not drinking alcohol, but I am drinking Schweppes Diet Ginger Ale.
I think that's their new marketing campaign right there.
Yeah.
Schweppes.
Lake
Give me that, I'm
Will.
drinking. Oh, wow,
Body
really?
has been pulled from the Rocky River Sunday afternoon following a water search for a man who
Right.
ran from police and likely fell off a cliff into the river Saturday night.
Jails in Ohio are no bullshit. That's why people would rather just drown.
They found him.
Falling off a cliff in Cleveland is really freaking hard to do.
Possible.
Not
though.
in Rocky River.
It's
Well,
no.
I'm not
they-
saying it's not
The entire
possible.
left side of the city is a cliff.
I'm not
they're
saying-
they're talking about down there in the metro parks. That's where he fell off the cliff into the metro parks, which
I know,
isn't a
but people are
dangerous,
thinking of
dangerous
this-
height.
People are thinking of this mountainside cliff that you see in like TV shows where, you know,
Like
the
The
jealous
Fugitive.
boyfriend throws the girlfriend, you know, hundreds of feet down off of cliffs.
Tommy Lee Jones is chasing him.
Cliffs around here are about 2 car lengths in length.
I
like-
didn't do it. I don't give a shit.
Mr. Kimball, just come with me.
Most of the time, if you fell off a cliff here, you'd probably just hit the ground and knock the wind out of yourself.
It's like, fuck the Browns. I'm out of
Oh,
here.
that hurt. Oh, I fell off that cliff. The man's body was found about 12:30 p.m. near the boat ramps in the Rocky River Reservation. Cleveland
That's
Metro
right.
Parks spokesman Jeff Tolman told Cleveland.com. The Metro Parks Rangers dive team retrieved the body from the river.
Dive team.
Do they get a lot of
I
work
drove
with dive team?
More than one.
They just sit in a
Yeah.
room and play cards every day.
I drove past there. They had the entrance busted down. It was about 12 o'clock last night. And I happened to be driving past there, and they had the cops. There were ambulances down in there, and they had cops blocking the entrance so you couldn't get in.
What were you doing?
I know. You don't care.
Were you trying to pick your buddy up that escaped from jail? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Dude, I was.
What the hell's taking him so
I was-
long? He floats by.
Right. I was on my way there, and then I realized. I was on my way there, and then I realized what happened. I was like, no.
Yeah, it's a waste of time.
The guy's like,
Good.
I'm gonna jump off the cliff, Donnie. I need your truck there exactly at this time so I can jump into the back. Okay.
I fell asleep.
Donnie's totally late. Guy's laying down the bottom. A Rocky River police officer
But just-
spotted a man who he knew to be a wanted person about 9 p.m. Saturday outside of an apartment complex near the corner of Malvern and Wooster Roads. A news release from the Rocky River Police Department states. After briefly interacting with the officer, the man ran and hopped over a fence, escaping police. The man then slid
How you doing
under a
tonight?
second fence, which led directly to a cliff, at the bottom of which is the Rocky River, the news release.
It's like, I'll just jump this one. Ah!
Because you could do that. Because I saw them do it on the Avengers. And
Really didn't want to go to jail.
It was a bit
he
flying
must,
robots.
he must have
out
knew
there.
he was just going to get fucked up.
Cleveland, Ohio. A woman was found dead early Sunday hanging from a balcony in Ohio City. Cleveland police.
By the neck, or
responded-
was she dead?
Responded about 1 a.m. to a house on the 3000 block of Maple Road off Fulton Road and found a 24-year-old woman dead. Cleveland Police spokeswoman Sergeant Jennifer Cha-Cha said.
There's a drink.
Drink. Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office identified the victim as Megan M. Springsteel. It's not your Megan, right, Larry?
It is not.
While Cleveland police homicide detectives were called to the scene, Springsteel's death has not been officially ruled as a homicide, Cha-Cha said. The medical examiner's office will make the determination. The investigation into the death continues. That's when you move. Go outside in your balcony and you see somebody hanging on the other fucking balcony. We're moving.
Unless it's a pair of feet.
Yeah. Above you. Yeah, we're done. Get out of here.
Yeah, what's more? what
Honey,
could
go
you
ahead
possibly
and start
say?
packing our shit.
A woman sitting in the living room of an East Side house Saturday night was struck by a bullet. Drink again. Fired from outside the home and killed, police said. The shooting happened about 8:45 p.m. outside a house on the 13200 block of Cornell Avenue, just a few blocks north of Harvard Avenue in the city's Union Miles neighborhood. Cleveland
That'll do it.
Police spokeswoman Sergeant Jennifer Cha-Cha said.
Hat trick.
Yay! It's a hat trick. Drink again. 3 drinks. Drink the bottle. That's what we should do. When there's a hat trick, you should just drink the bottle. But Larry wouldn't make it through the show, I think. A 43-year-old woman was sitting inside the house when shots were fired from outside. One of the bullets struck the victim in the head, Cha-Cha said. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The victim-
Kevin would be all bloated from drinking his 5 bottles of Schweppes.
Yeah, 2 liters, it's not going to work. The victim has not been publicly identified as of 12 p.m. Sunday. Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office will release her name once her family is notified. Hopefully they don't find out from this show. On Saturday night, Cleveland police said the rounds may have been fired in a drive-by shooting involving a gray vehicle. It's unclear if police are still looking into this possibility. No suspects have been identified, and no arrests have been made. With crack law enforcement like this, no wonder the fucking town is shooting.
Like, do we need the second part of that statement, though? I mean, would it ever say, no suspects have been named, but arrests have been made?
That would be kind of hard to...
Cleveland, Ohio. A woman was shot dead Saturday night on the city's east side. Wait, hold on.
It's the same story.
Or
Wait a minute.
a strange twin has entered the scene.
You're trying to fool.
Sometimes it's hard to... All right, here we go. Cleveland, Ohio. A man was shot, drink, and killed in the city's South Collinwood neighborhood. Drink. Say.
Of course.
Shooting happened about 4:30 a.m. at East 140th Street and Aspinwall Avenue. Cleveland Police spokeswoman Sergeant Jennifer Chacha said, "Hey, drink the bottle." 31-year-old man was shot in the armpit. The man was taken to university hospitals where he later died, Chacha said. Damn it, university hospitals. Letting you down. It was an armpit wound. What the hell?
That would just suck.
That's why they tell you to stick them up.
Surrounding the shooting. I mean, if you got hit sideways, so if you were standing and you got hit in the armpit, that would kill you.
You could get punched in the armpit. It fucking hurts like hell.
Punching you in the armpit, man.
I question your fighting style if you're getting punched in the armpit very often.
All right.
Ugh, Brian's fighting a bunch of midgets.
I would say, obviously, you guys have never had older brothers, but
Well,
Brian is the older brother.
it's all true.
Cleveland, Ohio. A dead body was found Saturday in the Cuyahoga River in the west bank of the Flats.
As usual.
Assistant Fire Chief Michael Zadella said a police officer reported seeing the body about 2 p.m. in the river, off Riverbed Street near the Cleveland Aquarium. The man appeared to be in his 50s, but officials have not yet identified him, according to Cleveland Fire Department spokesman Mike Norman. Norman said the man appeared to have been in the water for an extended period of time. He said it also appeared the man may have floated down the river from Lake Erie.
We all float here.
Because the body had been submerged for some time, it was difficult to tell if the body had any other obvious signs of trauma. Fire department's water rescue team struggled to pull the man's body from the river because the current kept pushing him around the river. Well, that must
Like a paper boat or something.
Pushing him around. Like, hey, who do you think you are? Think you're cool?
Go in there, get him. Ew. Am I drinking the same water? God damn it.
Wait for him to come around again.
I grabbed his arm, but it came off. Wave him with it.
Friends?
Knock that off.
Your friends aren't here to protect you this time. Just bully them.
Quote, it's difficult when the body's in the water and trying to get it into the basket on the shore.
Basket.
Cleveland police and the Cuyahoga
Puts the
County
body in the basket.
Medical examiner are investigating the death. Norman said they've had at least one person reported missing that was last seen in the Flats in the last few weeks.
Can't start winter until somebody dies in the Flats.
50-year-old guy. Nobody's seen him for weeks. And the last time we saw him, he was in the Flats. And then somebody shows up.
At the Rascal House.
A body.
Because
the body was floating down there for 2 weeks. Like, what's going on?
most people in Cleveland could say that sentence.
Nobody can be
I
bothered.
haven't seen you since you were in the Flats.
So this,
Oh, I always see you in the Flats.
I'm not cleaning that up.
This story's kind of sad. Abdel Bashidi played games with his cousins and made s'mores at his family celebrated Thanksgiving. Less than 24 hours later, the 12-year-old boy was killed by a stray bullet outside his father's beauty supply store in Cleveland. Shooting left the family in shock on Saturday as they went from a joyful celebration to hosting family members from as far away as Florida and Arizona for Abdel's funeral. Family members described Abdel as a happy kid who did well in school and had many friends as a 7th grader at Hillside Middle School. He loved sports, he loved playing with his family and his cousins. Aunt Razan Bashidi said he was well liked by everyone at school. Most of the family that gathered at the home on Saturday were still in shock. Abdel's father, who was standing next to him when he was shot about 7:30 p.m. Friday, sat slumped in a plastic chair in his garage. He said he did not want to talk to reporters. So they reported on him anyway.
Right.
Mohammed Mador, who described himself as one of Abdel's father's best friends, said his friend is despondent. He said Abdel was a good kid. He was just one of the most lovable kids you'd ever meet, Matter said. Abdel was helping out at his father's beauty supply store, number 1 Beauty Supply and Linen, on Buckeye Road and East 116th Street.
Drink.
Another drink, which his father has owned for more than a decade, Fred said. Someone opened fire on a group of teenagers standing outside the one-stop liquor store next door, according to police. Only in Cleveland are you going to have a beauty supply store next to a liquor store. Abdel and
They
his
amount to the
father
same thing.
walked outside when they heard the commotion, and a bullet hit Abdel in the torso. His father and other bystanders took the boy back into the beauty supply store and tried to save him before an ambulance arrived. 5 others, all between 14 and 16 years old, were shot. A 16-year-old boy is in critical condition with a gunshot wound to the head, according to police. No arrests have been made in the case. Homicide and gang detectives are investigating the case.
Drink.
So does that mean I got to drink like 5 times then?
I'm just,
Like one for each victim?
I don't usually like to report on kids, but I felt that one was sad. This kid came out, was working with his dad. Just came outside and got shot because fucking living in Cleveland on the east side is a goddamn nightmare. Garfield Heights, Ohio. A Sagamore Hills man who escaped from Garfield Heights jail has died after a car crash, police say. Donnie Thomas, 34, died in the crash that happened after he escaped from jail shortly before 8 a.m. Friday, Garfield Heights Police Chief Robert Byrne said. He attacked a jailer and escaped, police said.
Is that a career still, jailer?
With all, the technology that we have and everything, can't we, can't we just make it so breaking out of jail is just really, impossible at this point? I don't know. I mean, you can't get into your phone without your thumbprint and an eye scan and fucking putting in a password and shit, but apparently you can still, attack a jailer like it's the Old West and take the big key and open the door and sneak out.
Well, we are talking city jail, though.
I know, but I mean, come on. They got, money for everything.
Gotta knock it off
else.
the peg. It's on a peg on the wall across the room.
Yeah.
Right.
Shoot at it.
All of a sudden, country music starts playing. Where is this coming from?
Yeah, I mean, did he run outside and find a police car with the keys still in the thing? Just started up and drove away.
It's the honor system from Andy Griffith, so Otis can just walk in and let himself into the cell.
I don't know.
So there go them Duke boys again.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't been in a lot of jails or anything. I went to North Olmsted Police Department, and if you're going to go in the back, there was this big, window that was bulletproof glass, and you had to talk through this, window, and then there was a door on the side. Now, if somebody tried to escape from there, they all the cops that were in there, they'd see this guy run out in front of them. Of course, then they'd have to figure out how to exit because there's a big bulletproof glass.
Get him back into jail. Why not? What do we do?
Whose guy was that? Sure, Charlie. You go get the person.
Yeah, I mean, you have to keep in mind, A, what's going on at the typical city jail. They just aren't, equipped to hold, criminal masterminds for extended periods of time.
No, I know what you're saying.
I mean,
I get
it
but
ain't like TV because, I was watching First Blood the other night, and for some podunk hillbilly sheriff's office, they had the whole keypad fucking Sally Port thing to get into the basement.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's really weird you brought that up because we were talking about that before you joined the phone call.
Oh.
So we were actually talking about Rambo: The First Blood. It's really strange.
Full on Rambo conversation.
Today is obviously Rambo Day.
Rambo.
No, listen. I hear you, but I hear about things where guys are escaping through air shafts and things like that, and it's my employer has some motion detectors. They're not that expensive, man. Just connect a few of them. I don't know. It's like a bunch of people going, not my job. It's not my job to do it. Gets prisoners get away. That's what happens. Somebody else's job. I don't know.
It's because as soon as they want to put in fucking motion detectors, we got it. We need a levy, and no one wants to pass the levy.
Yeah, and also because somehow the $100 thing that you can get on Amazon is going to cost $10,000.
Right? Yeah. To get it.
Smarty Pants Technologies that they got the lowest bid from.
Smarty Pants Technologies proudly presents.
Hey, don't knock it. I'm going to register that domain name. Police pursued the stolen vehicle after it was spotted in the area of Transportation Boulevard and Interstate 480, according to a news release. The driver headed west on that Interstate 480, then north onto Ohio Interstate 76. Police stopped the pursuit because of the high speed, the release says. The car drove over an embankment and crashed into a concrete median, Burns said. That's very suspicious that they stopped the pursuit and then the car just continued to drive like a maniac over an embankment and killed himself. Driver, who officers determined was Thomas, was taken to Metro Health, where he was pronounced dead.
Dead.
Police are putting together what happened at the jail. Yeah, somebody's in trouble. Well, I was over here, and Steve was there, and he said he had to go get his chicken nuggets. So I said I'd handle it, and then he had one of those sharp plastic combs, and he held it against my throat, and so I let him have the big key, and then he opened the door, and he ran outside, and Jerry's car still had the keys in it, and so he took off.
We gave him his lunch. He snapped the spork that we gave him and used it to pick the lock.
I don't know, man. It's I have no experience in jail, so I'm sure this shit's possible. It's really dramatic. It's probably not even close to that kind of drama, though. It's probably just like the jailer left the door open.
Right? Yeah.
He's
like,
talking on the phone.
I'm going to go take a piss. You stand right here. I swear to God, if you move.
Right. I'm going to unhandcuff you, okay? Because I'm cool. I'm a cool jailer. So you just hang out. Don't move. I'm going to go find out what he's doing with those nuggets before he eats them all.
Hey, Mikey, did you remember to handcuff him to the desk? Shut up. We don't need to go through all that. He ain't going no place. Oh, shit, he's gone. Damn it.
Last one. Lorain, Ohio. Police are searching for a man who pulled a woman over and impersonated a police officer, report says. The incident happened about 7 a.m. Wednesday on West Erie Avenue near Convenient Food Mart, the report says. They have just what you want. The woman told police she was on her way home when a car behind her turned on a spotlight and flashing red and blue lights that were mounted on the inside of the windshield, the report says. Probably mounted, but okay. The woman, assuming it was a police officer, pulled over, the report says. The man got out of the car, came up to the driver's side window, and asked for a driver's license and registration, the report says. The woman said the man appeared nervous because he was rocking back and forth and could not stand still. She asked him why he pulled her over, and he said her taillight was out. Yeah. This guy, also known as a police officer, was impersonating a police officer. The woman knew that wasn't true, the report says. The man said, "I give you a ticket, but what would you be willing to do to avoid it?" She asked the man for his name, badge number.
Yeah, this is some 70s porno you can just make, man.
He ran back to the car and drove off on West Erie Avenue, the report says. The man was wearing a black police officer uniform with a state trooper-style hat and a utility belt with handcuffs and batarangs, I guess, the report says. The woman did not see a gun
Seems
or
totally
radio.
legit.
The car was a black Ford Crown Victoria. The woman was not sure if it had license plates. This whole thing sounds like a bunch of bullshit, but all right, maybe. She's probably haggardly too. She's probably not hot. Probably like, this guy pulled me over and wanted me to do something for him. Mm-hmm.
Cops like, no, he did it.
Read a bunch of shit on Facebook, and it's like, hey, they're all doing it.
Right, and then people like interviewed her and stuff. Oh yeah, that happened. It really happened. That happened to me.
It happened to me too. Yeah.
Yeah, cops are gonna be driving around looking for black Crown Victorias, guys with trooper hats and flashing lights. Like that just
Because I'm sure it'll happen twice.
yeah, and like that does happen. I mean, I know that there's incidents where this has happened and everything, but that seems like a very risky freaking thing to do.
I know, right?
You're gonna pull over somebody. You don't know if that's a cop. That's that you're pulling over. That's just
Or
off
somebody even
duty.
more fucked up than you. Yeah, they might have a gun. Like, oh, look what I got for
Or they,
Christmas.
or they might just be a full-on criminal. And we're like, fuck, there's the fucking cops. Get the AK.
More importantly,
get the AK.
you gotta.
You know?
You're driving around looking for somebody to pull over, and I'm thinking any cop you drive past is going to be like, "Who the fuck is that? Is that one of our cars?"
Right.
I don't think so.
It's just the wind.
I mean, I don't know. All right, so that's it for our news this week. Cleveland has survived another Thanksgiving weekend now as we look forward to the Christmas holiday and the New Year's holiday. And then the 3 months of freezing cold and hell until we reach St. Patrick's Day. And then it's still cold for another month.
Yeah, at least.
It's Cleveland. And I don't even celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Just wear my green shirt to work. I don't know why it is, too. St. Patrick's Day seems like it's always on a weekday. It's just,
Middle of the week. It's always snowing, cold. It's like right before you had hope that spring was on its way. Finally, it was over. It's like, oh, look, it's a holiday. You want to get into it, and then no, it's just going to be cold.
everyone smells like old
Irish
land.
people. Yeah.
They've been cooped up in their houses for months at a time in the dark. The
Yeah.
worst thing about freaking
Really pale white people come out and get drunk.
The worst thing about being this far north on the planet is the fact that it gets dark at like 4:30
And stays dark.
It's like, you get home from work in the summertime. It's gonna be light until 9 o'clock. You're just like, woo, I'm gonna go outside, or I'm gonna, drive around. You feel awake. It turns like 5 o'clock here, and it's like pitch freaking black. And I feel like I'm driving at like 3 in the morning, and there's nothing to do because it's all just, even though there's no snow, everything is cold and wet and miserable. I'm gonna have to get another house. I'm gonna have to get a house down in like Australia or something. Just go there in the winter. Perpetual summer all the time. If I like to fly, that might be an option. But that's not gonna happen.
Right.
I mean, how much can a house in Australia really
You don't want to live there, dude. The fucking bugs would be ridiculous. They're like
Yeah.
10 feet long.
Yeah, like everything in Australia is poisonous.
Poisonous, yeah.
Like butterflies and shit will kill you.
Yeah, that'd be all
It's
crazy
hell.
looking.
Well, maybe New Zealand. No, that's
Keep
just
my mouth
Dude.
shut.
that's just rain and cold, dude. We gotta be somewhere. So I don't want to go someplace super hot.
Plus,
Gotta
New
be
Zealand is like Thunderdome.
I mean,
Yeah, you got the Maori out there. They don't fuck around at all.
Yeah.
Shrunken heads on their cars and shit.
I'm not going to Florida. Mexico.
Somebody did the Corbin.
Mexico. Now the good news is, yeah, you could probably buy a nice house in Mexico for about $20.
Unfortunately,
Or Costa Rica. I mean,
you drive by and people just pull out guns and shoot at you because they want
Yeah.
to.
Like we'll never be sure if there's a show this week because it's 50-50 that you got kidnapped again.
Murdered.
This guy helped us with our taxes, man. He's really great. We sent him free after a while. A really good investment advice with this Bitcoin stuff. I don't know. It's really fascinating. We had to get rid of him. He talks a lot of shit about world events. All right. So what, Anderson? What have you been watching on TV? How's that Joker's Wild? Is that any good?
It's all right. I wanted to share the experience with my daughter, but I really didn't. I didn't really think it through
Yeah,
when it comes to Snoop Dogg presents.
that seems
Joker's
questionable.
So yeah, I didn't think it through, and they have like categories about weed, and
She answered all of it.
yeah, she was answering them all, and I was just like embarrassed because I'm like, how do you know this?
And she was beating you at it. So she's
Right.
it's like,
But it's all right.
seen
Otherwise,
it,
it's all right.
But Donnie was losing.
They actually used the picture of the devil from the original game in the final round. I was like, oh, look at that! It's like the real devil from back in the day. So
The actual devil.
right, the real one,
As opposed to.
as opposed to like the real one, the real devil. But yeah, no, it's all right. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It
You
doesn't
watching
bother
any
me.
reality TV these days? Otherwise, is there anything?
I just
know.
I just curse the curse of Oak Island because it's just it's such a pain in my ass. Like I don't even know why I watch because it's just the same. It's just a a coin, a 17th century coin found in the dirt. Could this be a coin from a pirate trade? And it's the same story. It's like you already told that story last week. You're like in 1798, two boys found a hole in the dirt. And you're like, yeah, we know. We already know about this, Like
We know it's
they found a spoon last week, and the guy was like, "Oh, a spoon! Oh!" And I'm just like, "Really, guys? Like a spoon?
Hey,
Really? It's a spoon." I mean, sure, it's probably old and stuff, but what are you going to take DNA samples, see who ate half of it, or
Was this spoon used by Abraham Lincoln?
No, this was
Let's ask
eaten by
Snoop Dogg.
yeah, Terry Schwabowitz, who had oatmeal.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with anything. So yeah,
Who was
so
wanted
I
in
watched that. I got
questioning.
frustrated.
Did you watch Big Brother this
So,
year?
of course,
Is that even on anymore?
of course.
You guys
They
watch
have a
that
winner.
one TV show supposed to be like a reality, like like a Big Brother type show, and instead it was like a zombie invasion. It's like a British little quick series that was out.
Nope.
Yeah, well,
I'm
okay.
going to say no because
I won't waste your time then. So the interest level was exactly zero.
I honestly, I've never. I might have watched.
At least I answered you.
I would have
You did.
watched it maybe if I knew it was whatever that was on, but I don't know. Not really.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
There's a new season of World War Z. I'll probably watch that at some point because that's the only other zombie show that's any good,
World War Z.
or whatever it's called, Z Nation.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, they made World War Z a series?
No,
Yeah, I hadn't even heard of that.
Z Nation is mostly comedy. It's entertaining.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So there you go. No emails, huh?
No. You ever watch like when you go on Netflix, and there's like all those shows with like somebody's serious face and it says something like, Audrey or something, and you're like, I'm not watching that. I'm not even looking at what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't care. They all have weird names. Like I have to wait for you guys to kind of come on and be like, have you watched Pickup Sticks? Because gosh darn, that was great. And I'd be like, really? Okay.
I think, dude, that's how most of us get our info on, like, if anything's good or not.
I can't look through all these things to decide if I like, because they seem like every day I turn on Netflix, there's some new show they've released. It seems that way to me anyway, and I don't know. I don't have enough time to binge on what these people are doing. Like,
Right.
watching
Stranger
like
Things.
12 episodes in an evening, or however they're managing to do that. Like, I can't. My blood flow would kill me. So I'm looking for the good ones, I guess. I watch a lot.
That's just like the Punisher.
Punisher?
I started
Yeah, I
watching
do
the
too.
Punisher. Yeah, I watched the first episode, and I started watching the second episode. Then I had to go to work, and I haven't turned it on yet since, for whatever reason, because I just haven't had the time to sit and watch it. Because I know that I'm going to watch the episode, then be like, "All right, give me the next
Get
one."
sucked in.
Right. And I'm the kind of guy that'll say, "You know what? Who cares if I got the day off? I'll sit here."
I mean, that'd be. Well, I don't know. I can't do it. I've been playing a lot of that video game Prey. That's been mostly eating up all my time.
I got the intro to that, but I didn't get any farther.
It's really good. It's a lot like BioShock. It's also it's pretty long. It's longer than I thought it was going to be.
That fucking game was coming out forever, wasn't it?
What game? Prey?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's why we pray.
It's pretty good.
Pray. Pray. You play Pray today because you make it today.
It's got that thing, where you pick up like recorders, and people are talking on them.
Sticks.
But you actually like, in the case of this game, like you actually get a sense of what like these people were all kind of like friends, you know, and so like you kind of, you know, understand their personalities a little bit better, because in other games they're mostly just used as a plot device to sort of further along like the narrative. And so they'll be all like, this is Dr. Lamapoy and I've been conducting experiments, but this one's really strange because his eyes turn purple and stuff like that. But you know, in Prey, they're actually like talking about like playing Dungeons and Dragons, and like people got to show up for game night and stuff. And I'm like, I know what this is like. This sounds very familiar to me. And so like while you're searching around for like supplies, you'll find like their character sheets. It's just stuff like that. It's just kind of interesting. And then of course there's boogans and stuff that you have to fight, monsters.
Ooh.
Crazy things. And then on the Wednesday night gaming thing, we've been playing Broforce. And I think we're going to play that until Monster Hunter World comes out in beta. I have zero interest in Monster Hunter World, but those guys like their Japanese games, so I'll play it. It's kind of...
Why not?
I gave up on that stuff about as soon as it originally came out, because I just feel like there's this idea that in Japan there's this whole adult culture that's really into like, you know, manga and anime, and so it's really cool to be like part of that. But I think in reality, if we go to Japan, it's probably just like all the girls are just laughing at those guys. They're like, those guys are nerds, you know.
Right.
Nobody likes that. It's so stupid. And so, you know, it's like we're all being hoodwinked into believing that because it's from freaking Japan, it's somehow it's acceptable there or something. It's probably not. It's probably not true. I just don't have the same attraction to it that other people do. Some stuff is cool. I don't base my life around it, though. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not basing my whole life around this stuff.
Some people do. I mean, some people are really heavily into that manga stuff. It's like that's what they're all about, and it's just like, yeah, it's okay. Some of it's good. A lot of it's just like they're trying to relive life in high school or something, you know. And
yeah, my girlfriend's really big into like anime online, and mostly the old thing that she's into is when, you know, the high school shows. I'm just like, all right, you know, right. The life you didn't get to live because you speak English, or what are we doing there? You know? She's happy, so I'm not gonna fuck with her.
Nerdy guy likes the girl. It's, you know, pretty.
Yeah, it's
he
the same
gets
story over and
embarrassed
over.
Constantly. It's just,
And she doesn't know, but maybe he likes her, but she's not sure if he
it's
likes
like,
her.
And then there's like Death Note, and then meanwhile he's like killing people. I mean, you know,
Death
it's
Note's
just
great.
the weird Japanese, you know, manga stuff, but I don't know. Getting to the point where a lot of it just seems like it's repetitive. Also, yeah, Japanese people really into English people for some reason. I'm not quite sure what that... Like Victorian English people. A lot of that. It's like they're into like those sky chariot things. They're like blimps in the sky. That, you know, weird like steampunk flying machines or something. It's just...
Sweet.
But it's like, it's weird because it's not just one... Like, they all copy off each other or something. So there's like, you know, 17 different cartoons about, you know, some sort of civilization that has flying blimps. And that ends up in all our video games. And there's like, you know, 10 different video games about blimps.
Blimps could be kind of cool.
Blimps are cool.
I know, but armored blimps and stuff, I mean, things are just, you know, it's just so, I don't know, it's ridiculous. It's just, come on.
It's just, I don't know.
It's not going to fly.
Bitter.
No pun intended.
Angry guy. Bullshit. Not that American cartoons are better, but they're for kids. I'm not watching any of that Pixar shit either.
Tricks.
I mean, I appreciate the Pixar films, because if you do have kids and you're forced to watch them, at least they're well done, entertaining. But
Yeah, but there's lots of singing too.
yeah, I just can't. I mean, because I know it's not going to be like I know that the end of the film is not going to have someone murdered, and we're not going to know what happened. You know what I mean? Like, it's just there's no suspense on how this is going to turn out. Like, I know it's going to turn out well. It's not like Dory is going to just, like, you know, float to the top. dead with her eye with an X on it, and the credits are gonna roll. Like there's just,
That'd be awesome.
Maybe she
Right.
dies or something, and it's like E.T. type of thing or something. But it's still gonna be like
Way
way over dramatic and not.
Don't act like you weren't like on the edge of your seat at fucking Toy Story 3 when you thought they were all going to die.
Yeah, that's what I thought was gonna happen. They're all gonna go into the friggin' wood chipper.
into the toy box of death. The wood chipper.
Be great. I mean, it wouldn't be great, but because kids would be upset. But I'm just saying, like, that's why that's why I don't watch those, because I know how it's gonna turn out. Like, it doesn't interest me. I mean, there's some funny parts and everything, but it's all like light humor too. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing that like
As opposed to depressing humor?
no, but I mean, it's not going to be like I have not had like a big belly laugh at anything in a cartoon since I was like a little kid. And then when you're a little kid, you can laugh at the most stupidest shit ever, and it's hilarious, So, I don't know, whatever. Brian and I used to laugh our asses off at Tom and Jerry. That was a great cartoon.
Well, yeah, when they're chasing each other around and scaring the fuck out of each other.
Yeah,
Who wouldn't?
I don't need anything sophisticated when I'm like 9 years old, but
Well, kids are more intelligent these days, I think, than we were.
I'm an adult. I'm an adult, man.
I'm a real boy.
I want like stuff that's more sophisticated. But I appreciate the stuff that's not. I mean, if you're into that, that's cool. I'm not. Okay, I'm getting that off my chest. You guys got anything? You guys want to throw anything out there?
Browns suck.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Screwed by the refs, though.
Cavs are kind of iffy right now too, right?
They won 7 in a row.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't like
That expected? Yes.
no, but I mean, like I think that's coming at the expense of LeBron James playing like over 40 minutes a game. I don't know if that's sustainable. Nor when they play like a real team, if that's actually going to turn
Real
out.
team.
Well, because there's teams in the NBA that are they're just rubbish,
The same one we lose to all the time.
and then there's teams that are absolutely amazing, and those are the only ones that we have to pay attention to. But if your star players are playing 40 minutes on the court, you got a problem, and
Right?
whatever. Just say we got some injuries, man. We got some injuries. We don't know what we're doing. We're moving guys to the bench and stuff. We'll see what happens. I don't think we're going to be able to take Golden State the way we are right now. Think they need work. That's what I think.
Not yet. We won't take them yet. Not yet, anyways. Wait till later in the year. It's give them time to get their shit together. They'll be all right.
I've been watching a lot of UFC. I got that UFC Fight Pass, and I've been watching the girls because they created a new weight class for the women. They created a flyweight.
I thought you were gonna say fatty.
They had a straw weight, which is like thin girls, and then they have like the bantamweight, which was like your Ronda Rousey and your Holly Holm and all that. And but they didn't have in between, which is flyweight. And so they created a new one, and that's the Ultimate Fighting Champion, Warrior, whatever. Because they keep changing the name of it. It's just called Tough now. So they're competing for that. So it's kind of interesting. They're gonna have the championship on soon. See whichever girl ends up with the belt. They got a lot of belts now, though, UFC. I can't even keep up with it. I got a guy at work who talks about it all the time. It's like, I don't know.
I saw that George St. Pierre fight versus
Gets Bisping.
Bisping.
Yeah, he won.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, he's got the belt again at like 55 years old or however old. Actually, Bisping fought again. Bisping fought Saturday in the early morning in China. He picked up a fight from last minute, and he was talking like, this is just I had to do this after my loss to George St. Pierre, and I had to get in there, and and sort of
exercise the demon.
yeah, and just I don't know anything about this fighter that I'm fighting, etc. And then like I don't know if it was the first round or the second round, but he just got knocked out. He just got knocked out, like one punch, boom, and he's on the mat. I'm like, this guy's the worst. I'm so glad he's retiring. Like,
Yeah.
they talk
There's nothing
about
worse in
him.
the world when you're trying to fucking enjoy a fight and somebody talks a lot of shit before it, and you want them to win, and then they're just ass.
But you don't. In general, if the good fighter is 24 years old, and the other fighter has a history of being a great fighter and is like, 40 something, who's gonna win? Not the good fighter. Not the old good fighter. It's gonna be that 26-year-old because, I'm at that age and I'm in terrible condition, and these guys, they've been training their whole life, but they've also been punched in the face like 1,000 times.
A lot.
They're like one eyeball's like looking at the ceiling and shit when they're talking. Like, I can't wait to do this fight, and you're like, you're probably not gonna win, guy.
Right.
You guys have been not talkative tonight. So.
I'm trying, dude. I'm trying.
When one
They're
fighter
all playing video games and fucking.
When one fighter tells you how he
I'm doing that.
grew up watching the other one and looked up to him, you know which way that fight's going to go.
Yeah, he's gonna get his ass kicked.
I used to love this guy when I was a little kid.
Right. Right.
He was my favorite.
Yeah.
I have his poster on my wall.
Not gonna win. All right. That's it for the show. We'll be back next week. Maybe. Depending on if people even want to bother, show up again. So we'll have more then. All right. Thanks for listening. VideoGameNews.com. Write me if you got art. Editor at VideoGameNews.com. Good night.
Yeah.
Peace.